How's everybody doing this fine day? So I thought I'd do a little something different. I normally talk strictly about public health and fat people, but this is kind of public health, but it also is probably not what people are expecting, right? So in case you're living under a rock, the FDA, under the current administration, is about to slap a black box warning on mRNA COVID shots. Now, black box warning normally means that they know that there's or there's imminent danger, basically. So let's get the definition of a black box warning. We'll look over this together, and then I'll give you a couple other ideas of how insane this all is. It's because it's all word play and semantics. A black box warning, also known as a boxed warning, is the most serious warning issued by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, for prescribing drugs and medical devices. It is designed to alert healthcare providers and patients to serious or life-threatening risks associated with a medication. The warning is formatted with a black border around the text used in bold typeface and uppercase headers. These warnings are placed prominently in the drug's description information, typically near the beginning of the packet insert, to ensure it is not overlooked. The FDA requires a black box warning when there is reasonable evidence of a serious hazard, even if a causal relationship has not been definitely proven. So, by the way, that is almost all drugs should have a black box warning, but we'll get to that. Over 400 medications currently carry such warnings, which is insane. But when you find out that most of those are the most heavily prescribed drugs in the fucking world, and by in the world, I mean America, because for those of you that are unaware, we are 4% of the population of the globe, and we consume 70% of the actual prescription pharmaceuticals. That is a fucking problem. Like, how we can't see this as a problem. They want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon them. I'm literally writing a book that's very similar to that. It's wild to me that people do not seem to grasp these things. That they want you to be upset. They want you to be freaked out. They want you to think, oh my God, I'm so sick. What am I going to do? They want it to be this way. There's not a doubt in my mind that they want it to be this way. So let me see if I can find my post here about it, because we're going to share with you all the other drugs that have black box warnings on them. Because it's a lot. It's not just a minor thing of what people think is like, oh, it's just a few. It is the most used drugs, basically. Here we go. This is it. Screen share. All right, good to go. Okay. Take a look at this. And I really mean this. It's wild to me that so many people are convinced that it's this big issue that, oh my God, they're so serious now. They've slapped a black box warning on it. They people are going to know. Here's other medications that all have black box warnings on them. All GLP-1 receptor agonists, all GLP-1 drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Trulicity, Saxenda. I'm sure that retatrutide will also have a black box warning on it because of its nature. The warning and reason for this is a risk of thyroid C tumors, including medullary thyroid carcinoma, based on rodent studies. Contraindicated in patients with a family history of medullary thyroid carcinoma or multiple endocrine neoplasma syndrome type 2. Let's go to antidepressants. Oh yeah, Zoloft, Lexapro, Cymbalta, Prozac, Paxil, Effacor, all have black box warnings on them. Like, all of these drugs have black box warnings for them, meaning they know they can severely hurt you or kill you. Do you want to know the reason for these? The reasons for these SSRIs, which is the serotonin selective drug that we are using to help people with their depression, the warning is an increased risk of suicidal thoughts and behaviors in children, adolescents, and young adults, especially in early treatment or high doses. So the drug for depression that we give to people, including children, have black box warnings on them for suicidal ideation. Like, everybody's on this shit. Everybody. Like, we wonder why the country's crazy. It's because everybody's on crazy meds. Like, they're telling you these drugs can affect your behavior in a very negative light, and yet we're not seeing the correlation between mass shooters and these things. Let's see. Xanax. These are commonly prescribed for anxiety or insomnia. Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin, and Valium. All black box warnings. All of them. Every single one of them. The reason being is there's a risk of abuse, misuse, addiction, physical dependency, and withdrawal. Severe risks, profound sedation, respiratory depression, coma, and death when combined with opioids, alcohol, or other CNS depressants. Greg's asking if I'm getting sick of always being right. I'm getting sick of people not listening. I'll tell you that shit. They're just listening. They're listening just to try to say I'm wrong when I'm not wrong. That's getting to be a little bit fucking old. Let's see. Atypical antipsychotics: Seroquel, Abilify, Zexpressa, and Risperidol. All black box warning for increased mortality risk in elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis. All opioids: Oxycodone, Percocet, Vicodin, Contin, all have black box warnings for addiction, abuse, misuse, life-threatening respiratory depression, overdose, death risk, especially with benzodiazepines or alcohol. Neonatal opioid withdrawal if used in pregnancy. For infections, Cipro, Levaquin, and Vloxin. Disabling permanent side effects: tendinitis, tendon rupture, peripheral neuropathy, CNS effects may worsen myasthenia gravis. NSAIDs: Celebrexis, Voltaren, Mobic. Increased risk of serious cardiovascular events, heart attacks and strokes, and gastrointestinal bleeding, ulcers, perforated. So, just everybody grasp the fact that while the Republicans are standing up there, well, we're going to put a black box warning on this. It is the gravest warning you can put on something. That don't mean shit. They prescribe oxycodone to 12-year-olds. It has a black box warning on it for addiction. Like, they know it can have addictive properties. They still give it to fucking 12-year-olds. They want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon them. This is all wordplay. Oh, yes. We'll give the people who were right, by the way, that COVID was a fucking cold and not worth any of this shit, yet alone injecting a huge portion of the population with experimental gene therapy produced by historically corrupt companies in a historically corrupt industry that have liability protection. Like, that's just astronomically dumb. Like, people are like, oh, why were you so sure and didn't take the vaccine? I know not to trust the pharmaceutical industry, especially when they're rushing to do a job that's going to make them a lot of money. Like, see, there we go. We're back. Don't know what happened there. But you have the pharmaceutical industry being told to rush something to market, and they're going to make billions of fucking dollars, and they can't be held accountable if that shit fucking kills people. I didn't take it because I'm not dumb. I'm sorry. But, like, you are going to listen to the government, who openly lies to us all the time, tell you need to take something by a historically corrupt company in a historically corrupt industry that they know has massive guaranteed profits if they produce it in a very short time frame, a complete fraction of the time frame to possibly know if it's safe. They still have no idea what it's going to be like a 5-10 year study because we're not that far in it yet. You realize that shit, right? People were just starting to get their first little vaccinations right now 5 years ago. This is normally the halfway point in the safety studies that are done on vaccines. Halfway. We've just gotten to the halfway point. That's how fucking crazy all this shit is. So there's no way I was going to fucking take it. And I mean no motherfucking way. Especially over a fucking cold. And don't get me wrong, I don't take any of that other stuff either. The pharmaceutical I am on testosterone replacement therapy. That is it. I don't even take fucking aspirin at all. At all. I don't understand why people think that they need my microphone is telling me to shut the fuck up. But I don't understand why people think you need black box warning shit like this. Like, everybody talks about all this shit like, oh, well, I'm on my antidepressant. The one with the black box warning on it? The one that, like, we know can cause suicidal ideation? Like, I'm sorry, but Zoloft, Lexapro, Cymbalta, Prozac, Paxil, Epicor? Like, I'm sorry, but Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin, Valium, all of these things, we don't think that for some reason that the people that are on these things, because they have risks of behavioral changes, suicidal thoughts, abuse risks, like we don't think that we should be worried about these fucking people. Like, so many of these people need this shit to fucking operate. It's fucking crazy, people. I mean, that's fucking crazy. Hell no. You know they're going to do it again. They're going to come up with a reason. You know it. You absolutely know it. You absolutely know it. Oops. Psychologists don't even try to believe that my 14-year-old stepdaughter, when she told them that she had hallucinations and put her on heavy antipsychotics. She doesn't, by the way, and took her off of them over a year ago. Like, I mean, it's a kid saying something, right? Like, I mean, and not only that, but like, we have gotten very into the societal normalization of drugging children, right? Oh, your kid won't sit still in school in front of a boring ass motherfucking teacher after you've given the kid 100 grams of fucking sugar before they walked out your door. Yeah, let's definitely put them on something like that's something that resembles speed, like fucking Ritalin or fucking or Adderall or something like that. Like, what the fuck? Like, how about we don't feed the kid a bunch of fucking sugar before they walk out the door, and the teacher's more fucking engaged, and we give them some physical activity to burn off their shit, right? Like, children, like the go-to now is to like drug children. It's insane. But anyway, I just want to touch base on all that stuff. I am going to go make some food for me and the lovely wife. I will be back likely later on today. I am working on the finishing touches on a very, very big project. I can't wait to show you, motherfuckers. So I hope all of you have a great goddamn day. My name is Alan Roberts. We shall talk soon later on today. Goddamn.